Real Talk Radio.
The party.
All right, so here we go. Live show broadcasting right here in Abilene, Texas. It is rainy, it is gloomy, it is dark, and it's fucking beautiful, and I fucking love it. And I'm fucking gonna endure, and I'm gonna fucking indulge, and I'm gonna fucking enjoy every fucking bit of it. You like the word fuck? No, yeah, I do. I love the word fuck. It's my favorite word. Okay, taxpayers. Look, let's break this down, because a lot of Americans, now, you know, America is a very silly fucking country, okay? We have turned into a weak, soft, in our feelings all the time fucking country, okay? Look. Taxpayers. First of all, there's not that many taxpayers out there. They actually make up a very small percentage of the American population, and I'm going to tell you why. Because to be a taxpayer, you have to pay out of your own will. That means when you pay for something, when you do a monetary exchange, okay, you pay for a Coke at the store. You pay for gas at a gas station. You pay taxes to the government. When they take it automatically out of your check, you're not a taxpayer, you're a laborer. So you got these these people out there constantly patting themselves on the back, going, "Oh, well, I'm a taxpayer." No, you're not. You're a laborer. You're someone who trades hours for dollars. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay? Now, I hate to be the one to burst your bubble, but that's the truth. Okay? Now, I'm gonna extend an olive branch here. I personally don't believe in taxes. I don't believe in it, and I'll tell you why. Because it's just another word for theft. That's all it is. It's theft by our government. You don't get a say-so how much they take out. And that's probably what you need to become, more familiar with. Do some research. Listen, the taxpayers are the ones getting the tax cuts, and everybody's bitching and moaning about that. Well, how come these wealthy business owners get all these tax breaks? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they are the ones that are employing people. They're the ones that are creating jobs. You want to give them tax breaks so they can expand. Don't you think that if Walmart, think about this. If any chain organization, any fast food, any retail, Kmart, Walmart, Dillard's, if you tax the hell out of them and penalize them for being rich, because that's exactly what these lower class people are bitching about. Well, how come I got to pay taxes and they don't? Well, everybody pays taxes. But here's something else that's going to piss you off. If you know anything about livestock, it's all a tax write-off. Now, you, as an employee of a major corporation, are in virtually the same boat as livestock. You are livestock, and you're a tax write-off. So they get not just tax breaks, but they can write you off and virtually have to pay nothing at the end of the year. They don't have to pay shit. As a matter of fact, they get money. And you know what? That's a good thing. You know why? Because they take that money and they invest in expansion. And then they can employ more people. You see how that works? If you just heavily tax the rich because, for whatever reason, you just, I don't know, I don't like the rich people. Fuck them. They should have to pay more taxes. Why? Why do we want to penalize the rich people for being successful? I thought this country was free market. I thought this was, this is a capitalist nation. I thought it was all about, supply and demand. I thought it was all about opportunism. What is it? No, we got to tax them. That's socialism, dude. You don't want that shit. You don't want no Bernie Sanders running the country. Come on, give me more of your money. I want more of your money. Fuck you. You didn't earn it. So at the same fucking time, all these lower and middle class people are sitting on the sidelines going, we need to tax the rich. We need to tax them heavily. Why? For what? Because they're successful and you're not? In my book, that makes you a hater. I'm just saying, it's possible that you may be a hater. Leave these people alone. Now, granted, not all business owners are going to want to expand, but if you have, if you're thinking big, you'd want to expand. But you can't do that if you're being taxed out your asshole. Every time you turn around, there's someone yanking more money from you. Then you're just like, well, fuck, I'm just paying my bills now. But if you're giving them huge tax cuts, which they should, and you're not raising... Here's another thing, okay? I've been seeing this a lot on social media. A lot of people are talking about, okay, let's raise the minimum wage. Why would you want to possibly do that? You don't want to raise the minimum wage because when you raise the wage, you create inflation. Prices of everything go up. So it balances out. Doesn't matter. Look at California, man. The average cashier at McDonald's makes about $17.50 a fucking hour. Does it matter? No. You know why? Because everything in California is expensive as shit. You go to fucking Midland, Texas. It's an oil field town. McDonald's, $15 an hour. Does it matter? No. You know why? Because everything is expensive as shit. When you raise the wages, you inflate. That's the whole thing. And it's because no business owner is going to take a profit cut. They're not going to do it. So they're going to raise the prices so they can keep their profits coming in. That's the way it works. It's business. Don't hate. If you don't want to be a worker, don't be a worker. Start a business. This is America, man. Land of the opportunity. You don't have to work a 9 to 5. You could start a business. Take your talents and expand and embrace and do something with them. Create a business out of it. You can do it. Full faith in you. I'm doing it. Thank you, Trump, for the tax cuts. I really appreciate it. But let's not penalize people that are wealthy just because they're wealthy. That's ridiculous. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you want to penalize people because of their success? Because you're not making the money you wish that you could make. I get it. I understand. But that's just not the way this country works. So let's stop bitching and moaning. And all you taxpayers out there, i.e. laborers, stop bitching about where your tax dollars are going. Trust me, I believe, I'm with you on it, though. I get it. They spend our hard-earned money on bullshit they shouldn't be spending it on. Democrats want to take your tax money and give it to people that they haven't lifted a fucking finger. I get it. And hopefully Trump will put an end to that. Well, damn, we got to feed the poor. Well, that's... Why? Explain this to me. Why are we, as laborers, people that get up and work a regular 9 to 5 or 12 to 6 or whatever shift you work, whether you work at Hooters or whether you work in construction, explain this to me. Why is it our duty? Why is it our responsibility to feed motherfuckers that just want to have kids? They couldn't afford the first one, but they got 5. Explain this to me. Why is it our responsibility? I tell you what, they talk about depopulation of the planet, that everybody's like, we're just expanding to us. Well, quit feeding the monster, you dipshits. Damn, if you cut off their funding, now see, like Trump come up there and he said, food stamps. Okay, food stamps, for example. We're about to cut that shit. And good. I'm glad. Because I'm sick and tired of walking into a 7-Eleven, standing behind some dude and some chick reeking like fucking reefer, and purchasing their munchies on a food stamp card. I'm tired of seeing that shit. I don't get food stamps. I work. I'm an entrepreneur. I do what I can. I try to make ends meet. I do what I have to do to survive. But I don't think that my tax dollars that they're pulling out of my fucking check should go to these little bastards that are sitting on the sidelines with pink and blue hair watching Days of Our Lives or whatever the hell they're watching, sit there smoking and getting fucked up playing Xbox, and then going to fucking 7-Eleven and getting the goddamn food stamp rain. I don't. That's me. So I went off on a limb there. Sorry, but here I guess the finality of the thing is I don't even know. Hopefully you got quite a good message from both ends of the spectrum, because I was kind of hit with two subjects at once, one being a taxpayer and the second being beneficiary. So I kind of intermingled them, and I think I got my point across either way.
Real Talk Radio.